That's right. I'm back. I'm back on YouTube, and I'm doing some content. Well, kind of. The reason I'm saying kind of is because I'm not going to be doing YouTube videos as I have done before, mainly for one reason only. I just don't have the time to be able to do YouTube videos, but I do want to do some streaming, as you guys have probably seen within the YouTube videos title. I'm planning to do some streaming, and there are also a few things that I'm also going to be discussing a little bit later on. So for now, let's just quickly get the streaming times and the dates out of the way, so you guys know what it is I'm actually planning to do to further this YouTube channel a little bit. So I'm going to be streaming on 3 different days. I'm going to be streaming on Mondays, on Thursdays, and on Saturdays. And I'm going to be streaming at 3 different times. Well, I say 3 different times. It's going to be the same time, but these are the 3 different time zones that you guys kind of have to pay attention to. It's 1800 South African Standard Time, SAST. It's 12 o'clock EST, Eastern Standard Time, and 1900 hours for EET, which is European Eastern time, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but that is what it is as far as I'm aware. So those are the times that I am planning for the stream. As I said before, I'm planning to only do some streams because I just don't have the time to do YouTube videos. YouTube videos take an extremely long time, and I'm a full-time student. So I only want to do these streams for about an hour just so I can do some building of my YouTube channel as well as my Twitch channel. Which also brings me to another topic. I'm gonna be streaming mostly over on Twitch, and then I'll possibly just be posting like clips of it to YouTube. But I also am gonna be planning to do a live stream on YouTube. Which one of those time slots or day slots are gonna be the YouTube one, I do not yet know. I'm still gonna be planning that out. Now, for what else is gonna be covered in this video, it's a little bit of I guess you can say where I've been these past few months, but I'm not just gonna tell you guys like straight out what I've been up to as I am right now. I'm gonna tell you face to face. That's right. This is how I look. This is the real JakkalsFox standing in front of you guys right now on the big screens. Well, at least that depends if you guys have a smart TV or just watching it on a normal computer screen. But either way, here I am. Now, some of you guys are probably wondering, Jackal, why is it that you're actually recording this segment on your cell phone instead of just doing it inside Minecraft like you've been doing up until now? Well, there are actually 2 different reasons. One of them is just that, well, I am planning to do the streams with a face cam, so I just thought, you know what, seeing as I'm gonna do it anyway, I might as well do the next section with you guys actually seeing what I look like and who I am. But there's also another reason. I'm about to tell you guys what happened these past few months, and I just thought I'd rather put a face with the story so you guys actually see I'm a human being. I am not just a cute little blue fox that is, how many? 32 by 32 pixels, I think is how it is. Yes, or is it 16 by 16 pixels? I can't remember how many pixels a Minecraft character's face is. But yeah, I'm an actual human being standing in front of you, and this story is connected to me, not my character in Minecraft. So before we actually jump into the story of what happened these past few months, we're just going to quickly backtrack a little bit to what happened a few months before I actually quit gaming, because technically speaking, it's now a break that I took from gaming. So what happened a few months before quitting the gaming? I quit gaming in the month of March, and it was in December month where I quit my job because I wanted to join my church's cell groups, and so I quit my job to be able to do that. And not just 1 month later, me and my ex/girlfriend, whichever way you want to put it, we broke up as well. So after that, I mostly was just playing video games to try and numb the pain the entire time. And it took over my life completely. I was playing games 24/7 as if it was a job, minus the paying part, just so I don't feel the pain I was going through. Eventually, it got to a point where I just didn't like the person I was. I was someone I didn't even recognize. This wasn't supposed to be what a man of God was going through. This wasn't supposed to be something that I was supposed to struggle with. I was supposed to love God and love myself. Why is it that I'm hating myself? And it was that day where I then started watching a movie called, what was it called again? Forged in Fire. Yes, that's what it was called. So this movie I watched, and basically, if you guys don't know what the story of Forged in Fire is, It follows the story of a boy called Elijah, I think is what his name was. And he basically was in the same situation as I was. Kept on playing video games, did nothing with his life, didn't do studies, did nothing, did no work. And he was just playing video games in his mother's house the entire day. And one day his mother just came to him and said, "You've got 1 month to do something with your life, to find a job, to do studies, whatever. But if you don't get something in that time, I'm kicking you out of the house." And so he started going out looking for a job. Eventually, he met the CEO of some fitness equipment company that makes fitness equipment for gyms. And he then talked to the some CEO, and the CEO then gave him a job. But the CEO said that he would only be able to work there under one condition, and that's if he had discussions with the CEO so that he could turn the boy's life around and make it to where he made him a better man. And Elijah then agreed. And through these discussions that they continued to have, Elijah then eventually joined this man's cell group because this CEO was a massive Christian. Although, now I think about it, massive or small Christians don't really exist. It's more so to do with your faith. And the size of your faith doesn't really matter all that much, as far as I'm aware, because the Bible does say if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. So it's not so much the size of your faith, it's what your faith is put in that matters. But I digress. I'm getting off topic right now. So while Elijah was having these discussions with the CEO, he eventually joined the CEO's cell group. And through there, he then got to know God, became a Christian, but he was still struggling with a few things in his life, and he was still wondering what it is that God wanted from him. One day, the CEO talked about things that you need to give up, sacrifices that you need to make to be able to follow God, because there is a price to pay if you want to follow God. And so when Elijah got home, the first thing that his eyes fell on was the gaming console. It was his Xbox. And it was then that he realized that the gaming kind of turned into a false god. And so he was then asked, or he asked himself, am I willing to give this up? To which he said yes. He gave up all of the gaming and he threw out every single one of his consoles. And his life improved dramatically. Like, he became a much better person because of that. And afterwards, I had that same conviction in my heart, like, wow, to be able to give all of that up. And then God asked me directly, are you willing to give up your gaming like Elijah did? To which I said, yes, God, take it all. I don't care. It is yours. So yeah, I deleted all of the games off of my computer. I deleted Steam off of my computer. I deleted all the games off of my cell phone. I had every single intention to never play another video game again. Minus the video games I would be playing to playtest when it comes to my job, because I am studying to become a game developer. So that is something I would have to do unavoidably, but I would never be playing video games in my spare time again. But yeah, that's what happened before I quit gaming altogether. And I made this call about a day before me and Fred Lord were supposed to record a Terraria video. I dropped him a day before this was supposed to happen. Fred, I am so sorry. You are one of my good friends. I hope you do forgive me for what I did that day. But anyway, after I quit gaming, I still had that interest in gaming. I still was very much interested in what was going on in the gaming industry. I was watching news outlets of what was going on with developers with games, watching clips of things that developers were making for ideas of games that I would want to make. And then just one day, it was at the end of last year, where God just told me, you can start playing video games in your free time again. I didn't know what to say. I was grateful, that much I knew. I just didn't know what to say that time. And so I started playing video games again. And I'm very grateful to God that I was able to do that. And I'm grateful that I did quit gaming as I did. Because I did realize that there were other things that were important in my life that I neglected so tremendously. My studies being the most important one of them all. I'm now studying full time to become a game developer. If all goes well, I'll be finished with my studies at the end of next year, and then hopefully I'll then start working as a game developer. And so yeah, there were a few things that I kind of come to know about myself, come to realize about myself, and learned about myself that I didn't know before because of all the time I spent on video games. And I'm a much better person than I am right now back then. And there was just one time, like a few months ago, I was still questioning, like, why would God make it to where I would now be able to play video games again? And then I went on a coffee with my cell group leader and her boyfriend. A coffee within my church basically refers to just going out to have a chat with someone. And one of the things that my cell group leader's boyfriend told me that time is that the passions and the things that you're passionate about, God has put there within you. It is there placed by God for a reason. And that's where I realized that with this being placed in me by God, I would be stupid not to do something with it. And so I decided, you know what? I still have this passion for gaming, but not only that, I still have this passion for YouTube, for streaming, because even though I quit the YouTube scene, I still very much debated, do I want to go back there or not? Because I did actually enjoy what I did back then. And eventually I just decided, you know what? Let's do it. Let's get back into the streaming scene. I'm only gonna be focusing on streaming for now. I'm not gonna be doing any YouTube videos because a YouTube video takes way too long to be able to do. The recording part, that takes a long time. But the editing part, oh boys. If any of you have ever run or tried to run a YouTube video, you guys would know what my pain was. And so I decided I was just gonna be doing live streaming. Just have 1 hour live streams, as I've mentioned before. We're gonna be having a Monday, Friday, and a Saturday. Just have 1 hour live streams, and that should be enough for me to at least get that itch scratched a little bit, and also just to work with this passion that God has placed in my heart. And I also want to actually give my all with it, because last time when I did this, being a YouTuber and all, I didn't really put all my effort into it. I was just distracted by other things. But now I actually want to see what can happen by this. If God is gonna make something big of it, great. If He's gonna keep it small, I'm also okay with that. I'm content with whatever He wants to do in my life and whatever He wants to use me for. If I'm only going to touch 3 people, that's fine. If I'm going to touch 300 people, that's also good. If I'm going to touch 3,000 people, that's going to be amazing. But it entirely depends on Him. My life is in His hands. My future is molded by Him, shaped by Him. Well, my current self is molded and shaped by Him. But my future is what He has planned. I don't know what those plans are, but I am content with whatever He plans to make me do, or plans for me to have be done. So yeah, if you guys are excited for the streams as much as I am, then I don't know, hit that like button, or maybe just let me know down below in the comments how excited you guys are for the live stream. And maybe you guys also have a story like this. Maybe you guys also have a testimony to tell of how God took something away from you and then He restored it to you twofold. I mean, just look at the story of Job in the book of in the book of Job in the Bible. Job literally lost everything. He had 12 sons. He was the richest man on the earth, and he lost everything because he was being tested. And what ended up happening after he succeeded the test, God restored to him everything he lost twofold. So he had so much more than he originally started with. And maybe some of you have that sort of testimony as well. So please let me know down below in the comments if any of you have a story like that. I'd very much like to hear it. And other than that, I'm excited to see you guys when the first live stream comes up. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a blessed week. God loves every single one of you. And I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.